comes forward, which makes space for the poi to slip on the right plane of my body, right? So if I have my hips, I mean, your hips are not as big as mine, but even still, it would help, right? So if I'm like this, it's a lot harder to get past the hip than if I turn the hip this way to allow the poi to slip in that sort of side plane slot. Because what'll happen is you'll swivel from one side to the other, like this. So this is the side plane meltdown that we were doing. So bum, right, and then bum, 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 bum. So it's a Travolta to a side plane meltdown, to a Travolta to a side plane meltdown, to a Travolta to a side plane meltdown. Or, jeez. There's a method to my madness. I'm really doing this with you so that I can practice it for myself. So it's really a transition more than a move, right? You're just moving between two things that you know. See how your poi are going clockwise in the meltdown like this? Okay, so you're clockwise and then you do your stall. Then you should come into anti-clockwise and then stall. And then clockwise and stall, and anti-clockwise and stall. And clockwise and stall, and anti-clockwise and stall. I'm not sure you know the meltdown the other way, huh? Let's go back to this one. I think this one's easier. Let's go back to this, because I think you'll be able to get this faster. Yes, underhand. So let's start with, take your right hand, cross it across the front, and cross your left one across the back. So they're both crossed to the opposite side. And then you're gonna switch both of them so that your right comes all the way back across behind the back, and the left one comes across in the front. And then you're gonna switch them back to where you started. Yeah, but underhand, they should be underhand the whole time. You're doing this, you're going from underhand here, and then you're somehow stalling to overhand here. Don't do that. What you want to do is from underhand, you want to come around and then scoop down and forward, down and forward. So same thing with your right hands. You're here like this, and then when you come home and you cross to the front, you push down and forward. And then when you go back to the behind the back, you push down and forward. So the whole sensation when it's on the opposite side of the body is down and forward. If you start like this in split time, and I think it's really hard to do this where you have one crossed in front and one crossed in back and you maintain your split time, but that's just me. And then you switch them both, and switch them both, and switch them both, and switch them both, and switch them both. That's what we're looking for. So then the next step is from, if we look at this pattern, I'm gonna go up with my right. So when it's coming from the back, instead of going all the way across the front, what I do is from the back, I come up in the front. Then it's gonna reverse to overhand. But then you're gonna go into the other meltdown, which we now have to know the other meltdown, which is the overhand version, right? So that would be this, like this. Because then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna stall. Yes, this is the same direction move. So both are either going underhand or overhand. So now I'm overhand, now I'm underhand. And I'm doing this particular pattern where my right hand is doing the upstall, but you could do it with the left hand doing the upstall as well. If we were gonna drill the other version, left hand, right, we'd go back across behind here, come home, and then cross to the front. And then back behind and cross, and then front and cross, behind and cross. So for this one, the sensation when you're going from behind your back to the front, the sensation is you're pushing down and backward. Okay, so then right hand, same thing. you're crossing behind, come home, and then push down and back. And crossing behind, and pushing down and back on the front. Boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom. To put that one together, same deal. You have your poi and split time. You cross one of them behind, the other one in front, and then all you do is just switch them, and switch them, and switch them. If you're having a hard time just going into it, then go like this. We'll go slow. So cross your left one in front, your right one in back. And then what you do is you bring them both to the home side, and then cross the right one in front and the left one in back. Now I know that's not long term what you're gonna do, but you're in underhand with your crossing hand there, so they should both be overhand. What you can do as practice for homework is practice working on both this one and then this one. So the underhand version like this, and the overhand version like this. And then I'm pretty sure you know the counterclockwise version, so you should practice the clockwise version as well in the wall plane, not just the two behind the back ones. And then we can try and combine it. Oh my God. Caught on my skirt. Yeah, then we can combine it with the Travolta. Well, I call it the Travolta because if you've ever seen Saturday Night Fever, which you're definitely too young for, but I'm old enough for it to be a movie in my lifetime, there's this part of the movie where he's doing this, and to me, this reminds me of that gesture, which is what had me call it a Travolta in the first place. So I just continue to call it a Travolta cross-contextually.